All right, guys, let's look at the test review. So these first ones are easy enough. You can just go ahead and throw them into a calculator. Don't forget about using Mathway. So I've got 12 square root of 2, 30 square root of 7. And our last one, we've got 2 square root of 3 divided by 3 square root of 6. That's going to give me square root of 2 over 3. Okay, so these next ones we need to solve. You can use SOHCAHTOA here. So I'll just kind of solve these quickly. So I get sine 45 equals x over 4. So you cross multiply, you get 4 sine 65. Or, sorry, 4 sine 45. Yikes. So x is 2 square root of 2. I guess I'll do the last step. Y is cosine. So we get cosine 45 equals adjacent y over hypotenuse 4. So you get 4 cosine 45. 4 cosine 45, which is also 2 square root of 2. Don't forget, you can use Mathway. All right, let's keep going. Here's our opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. So it looks like if we want to find O, or the y, we need to do tangent. So we have tangent 45 equals opposite y over adjacent. So we get 3 square root of 2 tangent 45. So this one's going to be fun to put in. 3 square root of 2 tangent 45. Believe it or not, 3 square root of 2. Now, I want you to remember that this isn't the only way we can solve them, but this is the main or least complicated way, I suppose. All right, last one, I need to find the hypotenuse. Well, that's going to have to be cosine because I have adjacent hypotenuse. So we get cosine 45 equals 3 square root of 2. Our adjacent over hypotenuse x. So cross multiply, and then you're going to have to divide. So you get x equals 3 over 2 cosine 45. Again, another fun one to put in. So 3 square root of 2 divided by cosine 45. 6. Now, don't forget the other way to solve these is if you remember your 45, 45, 90 and your 30, 60, 90. So I don't care which way you do it. Most students, they just end up going ahead and doing SOHCAHTOA because it's what we've been practicing for forever. Now remember, this is A square root of 2, A square root of 3, 2a. So if you want to do it that way, you get 2a equals this. So a is 8. This is your 30. So this is 8 and 8 square root of 3. Either way, let me solve a 45 doing this, and then I'll do SOHCAHTOA or whatever you want me to use. All right. So remember that this is a square root of 2, so I need to divide by the square root of 2. So I get 2 square root of 6 divided by the square root of 2. So looks like it's going to be 2 square root of 3 for both. All right, and I don't want to spend too much time on these because they're really not that important. This next part is because the main emphasis on your test is SOHCAHTOA. So here we go, tangent z. So our theta is here. Remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So there's our answer. Sine A. So theta is here. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Theta is here. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Theta is here at A. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so 21 over 20. Z, theta's here. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And finally, sine Z is opposite over hypotenuse. Okay. Let's keep this train rolling. Remember, acute means that c squared is smaller than a squared plus b squared. And obtuse is c squared is bigger than a squared plus b squared. Right, as if they're equal. All right, A, B, C. So 12 squared, 5 squared, and 9 squared. So let's see, 12 squared is 144. 5 squared plus 9 squared is 106. So this is bigger, so obtuse. We got A, B, C. So 34 squared, 16 squared plus 30 squared. 34 squared is 1,156. 16 squared plus 30 squared is also 1,056. So these are equal. So this is a right triangle. We've got A, B, C. So I've got 20 squared, 11 squared plus 13 squared. 20 squared is 400. 11 squared plus 13 squared is 290. So c squared is bigger. So this is obtuse. All right. So I'm kind of running out of time here on the video. So I'm just going to kind of go through these quickly. So I've got I've got tangent 37 equals x over 12. So 12 tangent 37. So we get 9.0. This one is sine 51 equals 14 over x. So 14 divided by sine 51, 18.0. Let's see, we're trying to find x, so we can use Pythagorean theorem. 12 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. 13 squared minus 144 square root. That's going to be 5. Let's see, we have the adjacent and hypotenuse. So this is cosine 72 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So 19.4. Let's see, opposite and adjacent. So we're finding tangent of the angle equals opposite over adjacent. Use your tangent inverse. 25.8%. Adjacent and opposite, because be careful, there's your hypotenuse. So you've got tangent 55 equals 29 over x. So 20.3 degrees. Opposite over hypotenuse, so we're finding sine x. So take the inverse. 24.0 degrees. Opposite hypotenuse is sine 51 equals opposite over hypotenuse. 18.0. And our last one. You can use Pythagorean theorem. 11.9 squared plus x squared equals 14.7 squared. .6. All right, so there will be some word problems on your test. Key thing, remember that it's going to be an angle. So you lean a ladder up against the wall. The angle of the ladder with the ground is 78 degrees. The ladder is 4 feet from the base of the wall. How long is the ladder? So this one. All right, looks like we have adjacent and hypotenuse. So we have cosine 78 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So looks like the ladder is 19.2 feet. You're crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. You look over the water and you see a boat. See a boat on the water at an angle of depression of 32 degrees. You use Google to find that the bridge is 220 feet above the water. What is the straight line distance? All right, this time it's opposite over hypotenuse. So we get sine 32 equals opposite over hypotenuse. So here we go. Cross multiply, put it into your calculator, and our answer is 415.2 feet. All right, you are trying to find the height of a flagpole. You walk 20 feet from the base of the pole and use a device to measure elevation, and you find that the angle of elevation is 49 degrees. How tall is the flagpole? All right, so it looks like we're going to get tangent of 49 equals opposite over adjacent. Looks like it's going to be 23.0 feet. All right, the total height of an NFL goalpost is 40 feet. If you stand at midfield, the base of the goal is 180 feet away. What is the angle of elevation? So we're going to get tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent. So use your tangent inverse, and we get that it's 12.5 degrees. Whew! Now I can take a deep breath. So that's your test review. Main thing to focus on: the word problems, finding missing parts, acute right obtuse, and then finding your ratios given sides. Okay? So, as always, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next video.